He won a ring, he learned from legends, and somehow, he might still be the one who walks away. Not because he isn't good enough, but because the math of trust, touches, and timing refuses to add up. The strange part, it's not just his future on the line, it's the Warriors' last, precious years with Steph, and how far they're willing to bend to fix a problem everyone can now see. Winning changes everything, except the number of minutes you get to make mistakes. That's the trade you take when you're drafted into a dynasty. You share the spotlight, you feel the parade, and you pay for it with reps you never get. Some guys explode on bad teams because they can live through errors in real time. Others win early and stall in place because every possession is graded like a final. Kuminga felt that ceiling closing in. He wasn't losing talent, he was losing repetition. And here's the twist. Value in the NBA follows the reps. Front offices don't pay you for what you're almost allowed to do. They pay you for the film that proves you do it nightly. On a contender, the leash is short. The score matters first, the experiment second. That's the quiet tax of chasing banners while you're still becoming you. It takes one benching to change a room, one frustrating sequence, one moment where the message, intentional or not, sounds like, "We don't trust you, not right now." Early 2024 put that message on a billboard. Reports of lost faith weren't subtle and they didn't vanish on their own. Once that's public, it's oxygen. Agents, execs, teammates, and fans all breathe it in. From a player's side, that moment never sits like a single game. It hits like a label. You start to wonder whether a mistake is a lesson or a seat on the sideline. You notice who gets to play through misses and who doesn't. You feel the clock. You hear the chatter. The room insists it's fine, but the tape never lies. If you're glued to the bench in big spots, the league assumes there's a reason. Here's the harsh truth. Developing a raw, explosive forward while chasing a title is like trying to build a plane mid-flight. Coaches want reliability, prospects need runway. The Warriors tried to do both, grow the next core while squeezing every ounce from the current one. It's a daring idea, and it's punishing, because development isn't neat. It's messy, streaky, unpredictable, and it costs you possessions. When the win now side of the ledger screams for mistake-free basketball, the kids leash tightens. He plays to not mess up instead of to be himself. He becomes a role, corner spacer, cutter, emergency screener, when his talent profile is more than a role. It's the classic mismatch, a system that asks for structure from a player who grows through chaos. Golden State's offense is beautiful and unforgiving. Cuts, reads, split actions, and timing that live on muscle memory. You can't moonlight your way through it. Add one more non-shooter to the floor and the space shrinks fast. It's not a theory, it's geometry. When Draymond, or a traditional big, anchors the action, a slashing forward without a respected three becomes a compass problem. Defenses duck under, clog the lane, and dare you to hesitate. Kuminga's gifts are undeniable. First step, vertical pop, a nose for gaps, the physicality to punish mismatches. But the version of him the Warriors needed most, on-time spacing, instant reads, reliable catch and shoot, was the one they struggled to trust consistently. Ironically, in the rare stretches when the floor opened, suspensions, injuries, smaller lineups, his efficiency looked like the blueprint. More paint touches, more free throws, cleaner decisions when the role felt stable. Contracts don't care about feelings, they care about leverage and timing. Kuminga sits at the intersection of rookie scale rules, restricted free agency, and the new apron era that punishes the wrong kind of flexibility. Every path has a cost, early extension, locks in predictability for both sides, but it pins a number to a role that might change overnight. Team wants protection, player wants belief. Split the difference wrong and you sour the relationship. No extension, RFA. The team keeps matching rights, but risk rises. If he pops, a rival can backload offer sheets and test your cap pain tolerance. If he stalls, the market cools and you're negotiating through awkward silence. Qualifying offer gamble. QO, the bold one-year bet. Take the QO, hit unrestricted free agency next summer, and control your destiny. It's rare because it's risky. Do it and you're betting your health and your minutes. Get hurt, or get buried in the rotation and the big payday can vanish. History doesn't whisper here, it shouts. Greg Monroe took the QO, got to UFA, and it worked, until it didn't. Ben Gordon wrote a short-term bet and then cashed out, but it was bumpy. Nerlens Noel turned down life-changing money and never fully got it back. The same decision looks genius or brutal depending on two things: rule clarity and team trust. Sound familiar? On the Warriors side, the apron rules add heat. The higher you climb on payroll, the more tools the CBA quietly takes away. Exceptions thin out. Trades get trickier. Matching a creative offer sheet while keeping enough depth around Steph isn't just math, it's contortion. If you sign too early, you might overcommit to a role you still don't have. If you wait too long, another team sets the number in the timeline. Teams love the profile, wing forward size, twitchy athleticism, downhill pressure, switchability on defense. They hate a single word: uncertainty. Uncertainty about the jumper. Uncertainty about processing speed in a complex offense. Uncertainty about what he looks like as a second or third best player in a playoff series. That's where playoff minutes, or the lack of them, cut deep. If contenders watch you sit when the season gets loud, they discount the hype. They don't need your best 10 highlights, they need your worst 10 possessions to be survivable. And their offers tell the truth. Picks with protections. Good, not great young players. Salary filler that doesn't kill their books. What would the Warriors actually want back? The boring answer that wins in May. Two-way wings who shoot on autopilot. People think stars fix everything. The Warriors system says, give us reliable spacing and defense, and we'll let Steph's gravity handle the star part. They'd also welcome contracts that keep the apron from strangling their future moves. If you're sitting there thinking, why not hold out for a Godfather package? Remember how the league works. Other GMs saw the benchings. They saw the body language and the post-game soundbites. They know what time it is. You can't bluff the table if everyone watched the same film. Every year with Steph at this level is a gift you don't waste arguing with your cap table. He still bends defenses like light. He still turns a stagnant possession into a free throw line parade just by existing behind the arc. But the math of the West is cruel. You need depth, you need health, and you need answers by opening night, not the trade deadline. What does that mean for Kuminga? If he's staying, he can't be a sometimes piece. He has to be a nightly plan. That means real sets for him to attack the paint, not just opportunistic cuts. It means second units built around his strengths, where he's allowed to touch the ball first, not fifth. It means guarding up a position and making corner threes feel inevitable, not hopeful. If he's going, the return has to speak Steph language: shooting, length, rotation certainty, and players who don't need the ball to be impactful. Miss on that balance and you spend April talking about what ifs instead of rounds. There are now 3 paths, 3 prices. Path A, feature and keep. Give him the minutes, write him into the offense, swallow the growing pains, and commit to the extension number that matches high-end upside. Upside, you unlock the athlete your roster has needed for years. Downhill, force, transition gas, easy rim points. You also protect the asset. Development happens on your floor, not someone else's. Cost, you must live through nights where the jumper teases and the reads lag a beat. You also pull touches from others, which changes habits and egos you've built for a decade. Path B, bridge, extend, short deal, real money, player option. You buy time without locking the vault. Upside, you keep a motivated version of Kuminga who knows a bigger payday is right there if the film sings. You also preserve optionality around the apron and keep a matching right or tradable number. Cost, you invite another round of uncertainty later. If the role never settles, you're right back here, louder. Path C, trade now. Take the best defensible package while the league still projects growth and your system still needs certainty. Upside, you rebalance the roster and line up with Steph's urgency, shooting, switchable defense, and contracts that keep the machine moving. Cost, you may watch the breakout happen elsewhere. And if you misread the market, you'll have traded a premium athlete at a discount. A mistake winners don't make twice. There's no painless door. That's what makes this more than a headline. It's a referendum on what the Warriors believe about development, loyalty, and the last arc of a dynasty. The Kuminga situation isn't just about a player and a team disagreeing on timeline. It's about the hidden price of trust in the NBA. Trust is minutes. Trust is touches. Trust is that fourth quarter substitution where the coach says, yes, even now. When teams give it, players grow into their number. When they don't, everyone pays, a little in the standings, a lot at the negotiating table, and sometimes by watching a breakout happen in another jersey. So did it get worse? Maybe. Or maybe it finally got honest, because once you say out loud what everyone sees on film, there's nothing left but a decision. Keep him and build the runway. Bridge him and buy time. Move him and live with the risk. Either way, the clock isn't waiting. Not on role clarity, not on contract math, and definitely not on Steph.